Oh, hello. Seeing people starting to pop on here. Hello. So glad you're joining today on this Thursday afternoon. It's been a week, right? Has everyone else had kind of a weird week? Not quite going as you expected. Hello, Brittany. Hi, Sissy. Hi, Mason. I want to thank everyone who is already liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Jerica. I'm good. How are you doing, Sissy? Thank you, Sissy, for sharing my live. I appreciate it. Yes, this week has been something else, hasn't it? It's just like I've been doing a lot of healing. I will tell you that there's been a lot of like emergency type healings going on, like people needing a lot of support. All right. Thank you, thank you. Let's start with some card readings. Let's see, who shall be first? Who's sharing my live already? Oh, there we go. Someone just sent me a rose. Who is that? V. All right, this card reading is going to be for V. Let's see. Tell me to stop. Did y'all see that? All right. I don't know if y'all saw it or heard it, but the cards got really sticky. When the cards get sticky, it means you stop. All right, this is for V. I see what we got going on here. So the first card we have here, you have two major arcana in your reading, which is a sign of big energy. We're starting out with the Queen of Wands. The Wands is really about energy, action, motivation. Now, you not only look at the meaning of the card, you also read it intuitively. I'm sorry, I was reading someone's comment. So when you look at what does the Queen of Wands means for you, it just means that you are starting to take control of your own destiny. I see, V, that you've been doing a lot of work. You're still in the process of releasing some trauma and moving through that, but you're starting to take control of your own destiny. How are you doing that? I see that you're coming into a point of stability in your relationships. Fours to talk about stability, cups. So you're starting to come into a point of stability within your relationships. Now there is someone who could help you along this path who you're not really paying attention to. It's not like you're being mean to them or ignoring them. You're not recognizing them as someone who can help you along your path. I'm seeing that you are crazy intuitive. It's time for you to start stepping into that intuitive ability. It's time for you to start really showing up for yourself and trusting yourself. I was just talking about this last night in my intro to mediumship class. For one thing, the best mediums are the ones that have really worked on themselves. And to start showing up and trusting yourself, when you start trusting yourself, you start trusting your own intuition. This is really a call to trust your intuition. Now, this card next is the Tower card. I know it can look a little bit scary. It's something about the rug being pulled out from under you. But when you are leaning into your own intuition, when you have really leaned into those relationships and developed a stability around you, you are trusting yourself. The Tower card no longer really bothers you because you feel it coming and you know what to do. Now, are Tower moments usually fun? No, they aren't. But when you're leaning in your intuition, you can trust yourself and that you can get through it and you're not going to be gaslit by someone else. All right. Thank you, V, for liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. There was someone here I was really drawn to, and I was reading their comment, and now it's all like, it's gone. It was something about the wording. Annie O'Bloom. Annie O'Bloom, I'm about to ask you to go live. Let's see if she can go live. Let's see, can she go live? I don't see that she is. Oh, let's try it again. Annie? Oh, I've already sent it. It said, you've already sent the invitation. What are you doing? I did not see I had, so TikTok was correcting me. All right, I don't see that she is going live, so Maybe it was just me. All right. This reading is for Sunny True Blue Spirit. Okay, Sunny True Blue Spirit. Let me see here. So I just say the name until we're going to get to Spirit Led in a moment. They're gathering. Just told me to stop. All right, this is for Sunny True Blue Spirit. Let's see what we have going on here. All right. You are starting a new journey. Good job, Sunny Blue True Blue Spirit. I'm gonna call you Sunny because I'm getting tongue-tied saying that whole name. I'm gonna call you Sunny. You're starting a great journey when it comes to your new thoughts and your belief systems. So you have the swords. The next one is the swords. Why are you starting this new journey? Because you've really recognized the limitations. You recognize that you are getting in your own way. I know that's hard to hear sometimes, right? But good job, Sunny. You realize that. I'm seeing that you're starting this new journey because you recognize you were the one in your own way. You were looking outside thinking, oh, this is in my way, this is in my way, but then you realized it was really you and that you have everything you need. You have the power from within. You are very intuitive. You have been being pulled in a direction. There's some synchronicities that's dropping you into your life and they're pulling you into a direction that you've never been before. Take that step. Take the journey. When you go in that journey, you're going to go with energy and ambition. You're going to understand what you're bringing to the table. You're going to understand where you are going. Overall, start that new journey that you've been contemplating. You are being pulled by spirit. You're having synchronicities dropped in front of you. You are to go in that new journey. You're doing so by recognizing your limitations. You're recognizing the limitations of your thought system, like you were kind of in your own way. You have everything you need to start this journey, and you're going with some hard-found wisdom. Well done. Well done, Sunny. You cannot ask for more than that, than for us to recognize that sometimes we are the ones that are in our own way. We always look, Gina, thanks. We always look outside of us thinking that it might, oh, I don't have money, oh, I don't have this or that, but no. Good job. Very proud of you, Miss Sunny. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Can you tell who their spirit guides are? Yes. Now, we do, yes. Short answer to that is yes, the spirit guides. Usually, it's better if you sit in a guided meditation and come up with them. I did a spirit guide reading the other day on here, and I was just going to do one for someone I was just asking to go live because she asked for a divine message, and something about the way she worded that, I was called towards it, but she didn't, I don't know if she wasn't on here anymore.
She said she couldn't go, but she'd love to have a card.
Oh, she would love to have a card.
For some reason I couldn't receive the invite, but you can still pull a card.
All right, and what was her name again? Was it Amy? Annie. All right, this is for Annie. Here we go. Oh, told me to stop. Did y'all hear how, oh, you're welcome, Miss Sunny. Okay. I pulled cards here, and I'm not even going to read them. Okay, you ready for this, Miss Annie? Annie, you actually, and I'm not usually called to tap into spirit guides unless you have some kind of knowing or some kind of belief system in the spiritual realm. And I'm getting, honey, that you have really been struggling to see things as they are. There is someone in your life, and this is coming from a guide who is around you, that is really has the wool pulled over your eyes. You're starting to want to go in a new direction. You're starting to pull away from this person a little bit. And they're starting to kind of gaslight, like, what are you doing? I'm not like that. Because you've started calling them on their crap, which I want to say, well done. A lot of times when we start calling people on their stuff, they're just going to fight back more. If you start putting boundaries at someone that you've never had boundaries with before, they're just going to push and push and push. And Annie, I see that you're just such a quiet, beautiful strength about you. I just love it. And you have quietly, in your quiet strength, started discerning that there's some people in your life that you need to start seeing for who they are. And you're starting to kind of pull away and go in a new direction, and I feel them really fighting back. This is a call that you are on the right path. You are doing the right things. Those people that you see, you are seeing them for who they are. You are to continue on this path that you're on. You are starting to recognize the limitations that their belief system, that their thoughts about you have put on you. And I see you shaking it off. And in the end, I see it's going to be about 2 months. In the end, you're going to be standing very strong in the structure you built around these relationships. I see that your boundaries are up very clearly, very well, and you are starting to stand in those confidently. Right now, I do see you wavering a little bit in your confidence, but that does happen whenever we're starting a new path, whenever we're putting up boundaries with people we haven't done before. But good job, you're on the right path. You have 2 more months before it settles in and you start feeling the strength that you are putting out. Good job. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate your support today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Annie. You're welcome. So that's sometimes how I just was like, I'm just going with, will this be uploaded later? I don't know, moderator. Will this be uploaded later?
Of course.
He said, of course. My moderator is the one who puts these over on TikTok for me.
It takes me a minute.
I mean, not TikTok, on YouTube. It does take, 4 to 5 days because I go live. He does have a full-time job, so I go live, and then he takes a day and then transfers them over to YouTube under the playlist that says TikTok Lives. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. Let's do we're going to do this card reading for Brianna, and then we're going to go to spirits. How's that sound? Y'all ready to do some spirits? Let's do it. Do it. All right. This is for Brianna. Brianna with a heart by her, a flower by her name, unless someone else, in case someone else has Brianna as a name. All right. Okay, the first thing coming up here, Miss Brianna, is the 8 of Swords. This is really about recognizing your limitation when it comes to your thoughts and beliefs. And again, I usually see this card when people are putting restrictions on themselves. It's amazing how much we absorb. I have a whole teaching on this. How much we absorb when it comes to what society's expectations put on us. And sometimes people don't do it on purpose. It is just what we absorb from our family, from what we think society needs about us, around us. The next card is the Star card. The Star card just came up in another reading. It's really about your intuition. It's about sitting with yourself, throwing off those limitations, dropping down into your heart chakra and figuring out who you are at a soul level. Not the restrictions that society has put on you, but who you are at a soul level. Once you start discovering that, you are really going to be rewarded. You're going to be returning to a state of balance when it comes to your work, home life structure. I'm feeling there's some imbalance there. When you start recognizing who you are at a soul level, that's when that balance is going to come back into play. And you are going to realize that the instability in your life was coming from who you feel like should be giving you stability. So again, these are intuitive messages. I know that this card would not be read the same for everyone, but that was the intuitive message for Brianna. I do have a subscription program. It's called the Divine Collective. We have a meeting coming up on Sunday, and we are going to be delving into how do you throw off some of that trauma? How do you start showing up for yourself and trusting yourself? Because it's really about trusting your all intuitive work. Becoming a psychic medium, just learning to read the synchronicities from Spirit is about showing up for yourself and learning to trust yourself. The teaching on Sunday is about that. If you're interested, Christy Godwin, Psychic Medium under the Divine Collective. All right, we're going to start with some Spirit-led here. I have a gentleman stepping up. This gentleman is a dad energy. I'm hearing an L name around him, like Leroy, Larry, I'm hearing an L name around him. He's letting me know that even though he had children and he probably should have been home, he was out clubbing a lot. He loved the clubs. He loved music. He was really involved in the music scene. He really loved music. He is showing me, and when he would go out, he was dressed to the nines. He was showing me that he would really, like when I said he would show up to the clubs, this man showed up. It wasn't like he just went there. He died fairly young, he's letting me know, in his early 60s. He's also letting me know that he didn't have the best relationship with his kids because of him having his attention turned to his friends and this music scene and basically all the clubbing he did. He is showing me that he considered himself to be very suave. He was very charming. I don't know if I would have, I was going to say, I don't know if I would have called him handsome, but he is very much showing me that he was very charming. He was a ladies' man. Okay, let me recap this. I have a dad energy here. He is, I'm hearing an L name around him as in Leroy or Larry. He is showing me that he passed in his early 60s and he was very much, he was in the clubs. He liked the music. He didn't just go to any club. He went to the clubs where music was being played. This man's all about the different instruments and just being able to break down music. He wasn't a heavy drinker. He wasn't like an alcoholic drunk, but he would drink in the clubs, he is showing me. He did not have a good relationship with his children because of his inability to stay home. He is showing me that he knew a lot of people. He knew a lot of, it could be Louie. I could go with Louie. Is this your person, Miss Piggy? 44 Piggy? All right, I'm going to ask you to go live, Miss 44. I was about to say Miss Piggy, but that just doesn't feel right. Look who's joining us. Oh, look at my O. Oh, look at the O. What are we doing? I know. No, we're not getting my lap today. No, get in my lap. Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you, Christy?
I'm doing very well. Okay, back O. Let me get the horse out for a second. Go O, go. Now, what is your name?
James.
Dave?
James.
Oh, James. Thank you very much. All right, so who is this? Is this your dad?
It sounds like my dad. Kind of the same characteristics as you were stating.
Yes. And so would you have known him to perceive himself as a ladies' man?
Yes, ma'am.
And you see how I'm saying that, perceive himself?
Yes, ma'am. He thought
Because I
that
see other
he
people
was-
around. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
When I knew him, I haven't seen him in a very, very long time. I don't even know when he passed or whatever, but he liked to perceive himself as all the ladies loved him, and
Yes. Okay, so for everyone watching, I want to see how we broke that down because you have to think about my wording. I didn't say this man was a ladies' man. I said he perceived himself to be a ladies' man. So James just confirmed that. He thought all the ladies loved him. And I said, James said that he hasn't spoken to his dad in quite some time, which makes sense. I said, this gentleman said he did not have a relationship with his children because he was out clubbing all the time. Also, now this is a word that now that your dad is in spirit, now that this spirit has crossed over, they have a different view on themselves. And he's saying that he was a little bit, had sleazy kind of energy around him. Do you know that to be true, James?
I could see it for what I remember in him.
This gentleman is stepping up right away. He's rolling right into a message. And for everyone watching, now that we have identified it, then the spirits give message. We don't go quite as fast when you come for a one-on-one, but since this is a live, James, his instant reaction is he is sorry. Like you had some great people around you who loved and supported you, but you really suffered because of not just his inability to be in your life, but it feels very chaotic. Like in and out and in and out and then just disappearing.
That describes him to the T because the actual last time I seen him when I was 12 and then I'm 42 now.
Oh, wow.
And he just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. And I mean, he even as a kid, he was just in and out of my mom's life, and that's why I thought it was kind of maybe directed towards him, and it just kind of all made sense. And I
Very
don't
good.
know.
So
I
now even the Spirit's message has continued to confirm who he is, because what he is saying and why he's apologizing fits exactly what happened to James. You know, and I know, and he is admitting that his apology isn't going to change the trauma that he inflicted on you, but he wants to know. And when I say trauma, for everyone watching, I'm not talking about beating or anything like that, but just the fact of him being in and out and his inconsistently can inflict trauma. And he's talking about how proud he is of you because of what a beautiful person you've turned out to be. And he says that you really struggled for a while, he is showing me, trying to find a place for yourself on this planet where you felt like you fit and were accepted. And he said that you got to a point where you were just like, I am who I am. People who are going to accept me will, those who won't, don't. And you got to be okay with that. And he's talking about how proud he is of that. Now, he's also showing me that it's time for you to kick off to your dream to a next level. He shows me that there's a dream that you have, something you've been wanting to do, and you're dipping your toe in it. And he is showing me it's time for you to kick it off to the next level. Do you know what he's referencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. He is very much, and I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, he is saying the time is now. He is also saying, he's trying to pull into my memory. It's really easy when spirits can pull a memory. One of the cards I was pulling for someone else talking about that sometimes we are our own, we hold ourselves back. And he is saying, don't do that. And he is saying to go shine bright, son, go shine bright. He's also telling me that he's the one who's making the lights flicker. Have you noticed the lights flickering?
Yes. What's really weird is I never get my Mustang out of the garage, and I literally drove it the other night, and the headlights were flickering. And
Oh,
then sometimes, like, I'll go in the garage and, like, the headlight that's on the headliner,
yep.
it'll turn on, and I won't even be in the car. And it's a 2003. It doesn't have the technology that cars
Right.
have nowadays. So
Right. Yeah, whenever you said that, I know nothing about cars, just so we're clear to James and everyone watching. So when he says it's a 2003, I don't know. The only thing I know is when my car is paid off, I really like it. Um, but when you said that, your dad said they don't make them like that anymore. So I love that he made his presence known. And he's also showing me, do you not follow me, James?
yes, ma'am. I've been live with you before.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. Your dad is taking responsibility for you being on my live today. Like you weren't supposed to be here. You didn't know about me or something, but he is showing me you. He's calling you over to this live because he wanted to get that message to you.
I was actually watching YouTube and the news kind of at the same time, and then something just told me to get on TikTok, and I got on there and I scrolled 2 times, and you came. Every time I see you live, I watch.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your support. So that must be why your dad, what he was talking about when he was taking responsibility, like you weren't on TikTok, but you were called to come over. Thank you. Thank you. And please, whatever that dream is that you are trying to take to the next level, the time is now.
Yes, ma'am. I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Christy.
All right. That is, so, it's funny. I know, right? Tracy, good job, Dad. Good job. So, Tracy, you can tell she's watching me because I will absolutely thank spirits and tell them, when they've done a good job. And so he did do a good job. Now, I'm going to tell you that this sweet young man, James, he's like, it doesn't sound like he even realized his dad had passed. So now the last time this happened to me, I was in a one-on-one reading. Someone had shown up, made an appointment, didn't know them. And so I'd start describing someone stepping up. And she said, well, that sounds like, this isn't the real name. Names have been changed. She said, that sounds like Rob. I said, okay, this is Rob. She says, well, actually, I didn't know if he had passed. I had been looking for him and can't find him. I was like, oh. She said, I was trying to find his sister's name. I was going to look up his sister because she's on social media, but I can't remember her name to look him up. And so I said, well, I'm hearing this. And I said the name. And she's like, oh, I didn't quite have the name completely correct, but it was close enough. It jogged her memory. And so I said, well, and she said, has he passed? I was like, well, all I can tell you is the person I just described is in spirit. And so a couple of days later, she sent me a screenshot of the gentleman's obituary. She had contacted the sister and he had passed a few months earlier. So never can tell what's going to happen in these readings. I absolutely love it. Oh, thank you, Brittany. She said she loves spirit led, that they're always so sweet. I know it is. I do love it. Okay. This next gentleman stepping up is taking responsibility for his own passing. He had struggled for many years, and he was either married or had a significant other. Aw, thank you, Smile, Sunshine. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Meredith, are you saying this person is yours, or you're saying you want a reading? Let me continue, and we'll see what we got going on here. Okay, there's this gentleman stepping up. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to ask Meredith to go live. Now, have we given enough evidential information for 100% say it's her husband? No, but she jumped on right away, so I'm wondering if she didn't get a hit. So what I will do is I'm going to ask her to go live, and then I'm going to give more evidence to make sure we have the right person. Hi, Meredith.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Now, were you married to this gentleman, or y'all were in a relationship that functioned like a marriage?
We were married almost 11 years.
And he is showing me he's taking responsibility for his own passing. He is showing me that he has struggled for years, and he had even been treated and taken medication. Do you know that to be true?
He did struggle for years. He did not believe in medication, though. So, no, he never took medicine.
Did he self-medicate?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say, you got one chance, dude, because as everyone's listening, I had not given enough evidence for me to be confident this gentleman belonged to Meredith, but I knew she was talking about it so strongly. I was like, she must be getting a hit here. So
Yes.
when he said, I didn't take, he was letting me feel like he took medication. And when she said no, he's like, self, like, don't close it down. I self-medicated. I was like, okay, I'll take that. And she did confirm he did self-medicate. He's talking about Meredith. There is something that has happened recently that has brought his passing to the forefront. Actually, it's not just one thing. It's like life monumental moments, I want to say.
Yes.
And I just hear you saying, and he wants to acknowledge, and for everyone watching, I want to say what I'm about to say to Meredith is fine. Spirits can take it, and is part of the grieving process, even years later, for you to get angry. So you have been off and on still a little bit angry over the fact that he's missing some of these beautiful moments. And when I asked what you're missing, y'all had children together?
Yes. 3.
And and it's all related to these boys. Like you for yourself, not that you're ever over a trauma like this, but you have processed it very well. You've done a good job, I want to say, and so congratulations on that. But you grieve over and over for your boys.
Yes.
Actually,
and my
you just
girl.
said you had 3 children. You didn't say what they were.
Yes, 2 boys and 1 girl.
Okay. For whatever reason, he's taking me to these boys. Not that he doesn't love this girl and he's not attached to the girl and all of that, but he's taking me to the boys. It's like something going on in the boys' lives that has really made you grieve for them.
Yes. Most definitely.
And he's apologizing for that. He is acknowledging, and he's almost hesitant to say it because, not that you're going to be angry, but that he's sorry that he left you to do it on your own, though you have done a great job. but I feel like sometimes you, which rightly so, I want everyone to listen, watching this, to know it is good to be angry. It's okay, feel those emotions, because he's letting me know that you still will get angry over. I hear you saying some cuss words. I won't say it on the line.
Yes, I do. I do a lot.
Yes, and rightly so. I am, for one thing, I am proud of Meredith for doing that. It's a way of processing the emotion. I'm so glad you don't try to tap it down or judge yourself. You let yourself be angry. That is
do.
Yes, good job. Your husband is confirming that. Like, he is showing me you just closing a door and punching a pillow and saying some great words, and, releasing that. And he's talking about what a stunning human being you are. So when he's used the word stunning, I thought he was talking physically, which he is saying, yes, that you're physically stunning, but you just have such a beautiful heart, and you've done such a great job of shouldering the responsibility. He should have been here to shoulder with you. And you are raising good boys. Not that your daughter isn't good, but he keeps focusing on these boys because something has gone on, and he wants you to know what a good job you're doing with them.
That's wonderful.
He also wants you to know that even after all these years, you will sometimes think you hear him or see him. And he wants to acknowledge that that is him. You're not making it up. You're not just hearing things. It is actually him. He also wants you to know that you were the love of his life, and that has been so hard to comprehend internally, because you feel like you knew that you were the love of his life.
Yeah.
But then you also struggle with the fact that if I was the love of his life, why did he feel the need to take himself off this planet? And he wants you to know that he wasn't thinking clearly. And so now this is what I was wondering earlier when I was saying, oh, was he on medication? Because he's given me the feeling something had happened in his life. I just want to tell you that, because he's given me the feeling I get from people that have switched medications, or because he wasn't actually thinking clearly. Even though he might have contemplated taking himself off this planet, he never would have done that because of you and the kids. Something had happened. It was like an out-of-body experience he was having. He wasn't consciously taking his own life. It's hard to explain the feelings I get from heaven sometimes. But he is saying that he never would have taken himself away from you and those babies.
Yeah, that's a feeling I've got too.
Yes, it's the same feeling I get. And so if anyone's watching, and if you have someone who is struggling with mental illness and they are switching medications, watch them like a hawk. That's not what happened to Meredith's husband, but he is giving me that feeling, which means it's something he wants me to publicly say, because someone is going to be struggling with this soon, watching this live. Thank you, Meredith, for letting me read your husband.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have
You're
a great
wonderful.
day. Thank
You too.
you. Bye. Oh, okay. There we go. I was having a hard time getting it clicked. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. I know, right? Brittany sending lots of love her way. Thank y'all. Spirits are showing up today. Spirits are on it. All right, I do want to tell y'all I do have a subscription program on my website. I'm not talking about the subscription here on TikTok. I'm talking about the one on my website. It's called the Divine Collective. You go to Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. It's the Divine Collective. And you just get more FaceTime with me. We have meetings where I'm right there in your face. We have learnings. We have group readings. We have group healings. Elizabeth Ray, just make sure if you are feeling off kilter, you talk to someone about it. I think the detriment to that is sometimes people aren't feeling well and they keep it inside, or they mention it to their doctors and it's not taken seriously. So make sure you are just having people listen to you. If you start feeling off kilter and you go and talk to your doctor and they're like, oh, it's okay, give it a couple of days. No, make someone listen to you. Someone says that they would like their husband to hear something I just said. This live will be loaded to YouTube under the TikTok channel on YouTube by my moderator. He's saying he'll get it done. He's like, yeah, I'm on it. He's multi-talented. Okay. Okay. I was like, what are we doing? We are still doing spirit-led. I'm hearing an aunt, and I'm hearing an S name like Sally or Shelley. What you got for me, honey? This lady is letting me know that she was a ball of energy. She shows me just running around, and everyone was her, like all the nieces and nephews, like everyone was her child. Not literally, but she played an active role in her nieces and nephews' lives. She is also showing me, actually, it was some moments I've had. I was feeling into that. Like, what are you showing me? It's some moments with my grandbabies lately where my one grandbaby, like every time she's with me and I'm putting makeup on, like my lipstick, freshening it up or powdering my nose, she always has to do that. And they're always in my purse. Nana, can I have some gum? Nana, can I have some lipstick? Nana, can I have some powder? Just anything in my purse, even money. Can I have some money? And she's showing me that she was like that with her nieces and nephews. So she did kind of take that friendship role, even though she was an aunt. She's also showing me she marched to the beat of her own drum. She is showing me that she didn't really let anyone tell her what to do. I don't know what is wrong with this dog today. He is like wanting some attention. Have y'all seen his nose up in here? I don't want to talk to him because the last time I did that, he was all up on me, like trying to climb on me. And he weighs more than I do now. She's showing me that she had learned her lesson early in life that you can only be you. That's the only person. All right, we have Elizabeth Ray here who is taking this. Let's see what Elizabeth has going on here. Oh, looks like we had. Yeah, Elizabeth was first. See if she's coming on. I want Jazz to hang tight for a second.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so real quick, because Jazz was also trying to change this person, and I had two spirits step. So I had them all presenting at the same way. Now, your aunt was not a drinker. Is that correct, Elizabeth?
No.
Okay, very good. Jazz, was your aunt a drinker? Because as y'all both were trying to claim it, I had this spirit split into two, which means I had two spirits. One is showing me she was not a drinker, which I had a feeling she was with Elizabeth, and the other one is showing me she was a drinker. She's saying no? Okay, well then we'll hang tight with this one and see who she was later. All right, Miss Elizabeth, this aunt is showing me, so do you remember all the things I was saying about how you would play with her makeup and ask for things out of her purse and all of that?
Yeah, she was the fun aunt. She took everyone shopping. She spoiled everyone, took us to lunch a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
She's telling me that to stop judging yourself. There's something going on in your life that you felt like, and these are her words, and I haven't heard this word in a long time, that you should have been with a manhandle, which is basically you should have been able to just force it to fit and do and make it what you wanted it to be. And you're kind of judging yourself for not being able to do that. And she's saying, honey, get over it. Get over it. It is as it should be. And she wants you to really stop judging yourself. And she said, for you to start treating yourself the way you treat your friends.
Yeah, I've been going through it a lot mentally, and that makes perfect sense.
She is saying that if someone was going through what you're going through, like a friend of yours, you would offer them nothing but grace and kindness, and you should do the same for yourself. Now, what she is showing, she's referencing a teaching that I'm going to be doing this weekend in my subscription program. But she's showing me that it's about the little T's. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about that, but traumas that just keep building up because you're not processing them. And the reason that sometimes you don't acknowledge your traumas is because you compare them to other people's as being bigger. And you don't want to take that attention on yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you'll say, you know what, I just had, it could be something terrible, whatever. I just lost my mom or whoever it is. And then, but oh, look at my friend, this happened to her. She has it much worse. And she is saying that you discount your trauma and the things that have happened to you to the point that now they're starting to almost choke you.
Yeah.
That is
It's
when-
been. Yeah, I have a lot of trauma from my parents and other things, and yeah.
She is saying that you're on the right path, though. She is showing me she's acknowledging what has happened. So everyone watching, she's come more identification of who I have, and she's acknowledging what happened and what's going on in your life. But you're on the right path. Now, she's letting me know that you're in the very beginning of this path. You've only taken a few steps down this path, and it is going to be a long road. And she's saying, don't give up. Do not lose sight of your goal, which is to be a healthy you.
Yeah, I've only lived away from my parents for over 2 years now, and so I'm slowly doing what I need to get better, but it's hard.
It is hard. It is absolutely hard. Especially, I hope you have some support in that, and you have a counselor or something who is
Definitely do.
Okay, very good.
I definitely do.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Jen said, "You know, cemetery girl, he's so touched."
Okay, so Jazz did acknowledge that she did drink sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay, so Jazz, so all the other stuff that I said, plus she is showing me socially drinking. She's also showing me having dinner parties in her house. Now, I don't know if that's something that you can reference if you were invited to any of those dinner parties, because she's showing me them kind of being for older people. But do you remember that? Her having dinner parties in her house? No. Okay, very good. All right, we must have someone different here. Did someone just go by? I'm trying not to be too much in my, I thought actually I saw a spirit fly by my window. But I thought, surely not. Surely I'm not seeing a spirit out loud and proud in 3D. And so I just sent my moderator to see if someone had gone by. Because, okay, let's see if we can get this spirit claimed. Hello, everyone. Did someone go by?
Check the cameras.
So check the cameras. That happened to your husband the other night. A spirit flew by. I'm telling you, I could have sworn it was a spirit, but I don't like to be in my head. So I was like, I did a healing on someone the other day. Something ran past his car, trying to get his attention. I did a healing on someone. When I do a quantum healing, like you'll see me sit here, I drop into trance. It's a thing, and then I give you the information. So I was giving the information to the person. And she looked at me, she's another psychic medium, so she's very familiar with reading energy. And she's just nonchalantly, she said, and I felt myself move. And she said, did you see that spirit just go by you? All right. We are going to see if we can get this person claimed because Jazz said that it was not hers. Okay, this is an aunt energy stepping up. She's letting me know that she was the fun aunt. She, always was doing her makeup and her powder, and she's even showing me she would have little things of cologne in her purse that she would let her nieces and nephews use. She is showing me that she liked to have dinner parties at her house, and these were a little bit, I wouldn't say completely fancy, but not like me. I'm going to give you a paper plate and we're going to do buffet style. That's what's going to happen at my house. Oh, before your mom passed, you felt an energy run upon you. Good for you. I love that when people can feel those energies. Okay. This lady is letting me know that she also passed from cancer. Okay, let me recap. We have an aunt energy here. She is letting me know she was the fun aunt that did all the makeup, the powder. She even had little cologne in her purse, and she would let her nieces and nephews use those. She is showing me she came from a little bit of money. I'm not saying that they had a ton of money, but they had a little bit of money. And they liked to have dinner parties, and she liked to present well. She's also showing me she had her hair done frequently. Like I just feel the need to, I'm walking out of the busy house. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to listen to you. All right. Does this fit anyone? Aunt energy. I'm hearing an S name around her. Actually, no. I scratched that. It's an L name. It's an aunt. It's an L name. Linda, Lydia, Leona. It's an L name. She is showing me that she was the fun aunt. Oh, thank you, Kristen, for sharing my live. I so appreciate you. She had all that fun stuff in her purse, the makeup, the lipstick. She just shows me little kids coming over to her, and she's helping them with their lipstick. She's also showing me that they like to have dinner parties in their house. She would have before dinner drinks. She was not an alcoholic, but she certainly liked her little drinks. All right. Does this fit anyone? I'm seeing that you've overcome some health issues that required extreme. You want to block that person?
Yeah.
Intuitive one. All right. The last person was claimed by Elizabeth also, and I'm not surprised that she is saying that this is now her husband's aunt. Okay. I was thinking of my Aunt Linda. She didn't have fancy dinner parties. It was buffet girl. Okay, maybe we're with Kimberly here because she's showing me doing dinner parties and I'm seeing her serving drinks to people. But then she had me make that comment about it's buffet style at my house. And she did give me the name Linda. So we must be with Kimberly here. Oh, Kimberly, I was going to ask you to go live. It's not letting me ask you. If you can, go down to the bottom of your screen and... Amanda's also trying to claim her?
Well, she said it sounded like her aunt, but she didn't have an L name. And I asked, does she have an L name around her? And she said, yes. And she put Paulette.
Oh, okay.
I understand all that.
I do. All right, Miss Kimberly, can you ask me to go live? Oh, there we go. She did. I wasn't looking.
Yay.
My bad. Hi, Kim.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Where are you located?
I'm in Yorktown, Virginia.
Virginia. Y'all hear my dogs playing? That's not me. That's not me playing with the squeaky toy, in case y'all are curious. It's Odin again. I don't know what's up with this dog. He is wanting some attention. All right. So, no, this is your Aunt Linda?
I think so, yes.
Very good. Now, do you remember you said that she would do, what she is showing me specifically is the other day, actually it was Labor Day. We had everyone over, it's Labor Day. Well, I have a bunch of paper plates left over that have Christmas on it. And she's showing me those Christmas plates that I was using outside of when they should have been. Was she that kind of lackadaisical person? Like she was going to use paper plates if she wanted to?
Oh, yeah, she did. She came from a very, growing up, they didn't have a lot of money. So, yeah, she would use the Christmas plates.
I feel it. We can't be wasteful now. Aunt Linda. She's like, no, you just go, girl. And it was funny. And then everyone was playing Christmas music because I had Christmas plates and it was Labor Day. Kim, she is talking about that energy that hospitality, that gift of hospitality. You have it also. She is saying that sometimes you get a little bit drained by people and that you have to watch yourself when you're out in public. Do you know what she's referencing?
I do.
She is talking about, so this is your aunt talking, not me, because sometimes when I mention that M word, people get like, I do not want to meditate. Meditation goes a long way in helping you protect yourself, even if you can start with like a minute a day. She is saying that that's why you get so drained when you go out, is because you're taking on the energy of all these people. You have a true gift of hospitality. Also, she is telling me that you are like you're the stable one in your friend group. If there is someone, if somebody wants solid advice or something's going down in someone's life, you're the one they call. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Very good. So she is more confirming of who she is and also that she is around you. Now she is showing me, are you thinking of going back to school for more training on something?
Actually, I just left my job for 10 years, and I'm actually in the process of starting a new job, and I've been really stressed out about it because I don't like change. So in this whole meditation thing, she was really into like, she was a very spiritual human being. She did a lot of work going overseas with the church, and this just is crazy.
Yeah, she's done a really good job. So for everyone watching, she's confirming some of the information I said about her aunt, like how it's resonating because her aunt's message is exactly spot on with who her aunt was as a person. She's also telling me this new job for you, Kim, is going to be something that allows you to expand more. I don't know that this is going to be an end-all be-all job for you, so don't be surprised if in a few years you're moving again, because I know you said you don't like change or transition. This job is where you need to be right now. It's helping you learn some new skills. So this job must be a little bit out of your skill set. Like it still has some of your skill set, but you'll be learning new things.
And that's exactly spot on. And also work-life balance. It's going to be a lot better with me and my kids.
And she is referencing that. I'm also, again, seeing you being in this job 2 to 3 years. If things, as the energy stands now, I'm seeing 2 to 3 years. So don't be surprised if in a few years you're looking for a new job. It's nothing on you. Sometimes we have to be in a job or with a person just to, for one thing, to sit back and rest for a moment, and then also to set us up for the next step in our life.
Absolutely.
She's also telling me that, was there a cricket in your house or your garage? Why is she showing me a cricket?
I don't know.
Okay, so when you do see the cricket in the garage or in your house, you need to take a picture and message
You
it.
know what? What are they called? Cicadas?
Oh, yeah, the cicada things.
They
Yeah.
have been coming up on my back porch a
Okay,
lot.
so that's what it is. That's what it is.
And
Very
they
good.
are loud, very loud.
So now, is she sending them? No, she's not. It's just a sign that she is around you. I don't let spirits step up and say, hey, tell them I'm around. They have to tell me something I wouldn't know. And so I knew this cricket thing, I would take a cicada, was getting very close to you, and I could hear it like chirping.
Yeah, I mean, it was so loud to where it wake us all up in the whole house, and we're like, oh my gosh, we got to get this cicada out of here.
All right. Thank you, Miss Kim.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. I have enjoyed my time here on TikTok with everyone, but I am past due over on Facebook. So if you want to continue listening to me go live, I am headed over to Facebook. Christy Godwin, Psychic Medium, across all the social media places. Also, for anyone interested, Sunday, I do have a Divine Collective teaching coming up. We're going to start breaking down trauma and walking through some things of how you can start trusting yourself and showing up for yourself more. Again, you register for that on my website, Christy Godwin, Psychic Medium, under Divine Collective. And hope to see you all over on Facebook.